Now let's see some physical properties of acids. Let us see physical properties of acids. What are the physical properties? Acids, they turn blue litmus to red. Okay, they turn blue litmus to red. This you must have already seen in the labs, because in grade 7 also you had this chapter of acids and bases. So maybe you have already seen in the lab the blue and red litmus papers, you test with those papers the acids and bases. So it turns blue litmus to red. Then it tastes sour. Yes, acids taste sour, but then we are not tasting the mineral acids, we are tasting and telling about the taste using the food or the fruits which we eat. Depending on that, we know that acids taste sour, but we don't taste the mineral acids. Never do it. Please do not even try it. Then acids corrode metals. Acids, when they fall on the surface of the metals and all, they start eating away that metal. That is known as corrosion. We have already done about corrosion. So acids, they corrode the metals. That's why when they are exposed to the metals, when they are exposed to the environment, what happens? We have learned that they form a layer. So even when it rains, that acid rain, which you have already learnt about, the acid rain also corrodes the metals. Then they positively charged hydrogen ions are present in the acids. So if we take HCl, so you have H plus Cl minus. Okay. Then we come to bases. Bases, they turn red litmus to blue. This also again you must have seen the test in the lab, or you will be doing again in the lab. They taste bitter, as I've already mentioned about soap. No, sometimes by mistake when it goes into the mouth while I'm washing my face or washing my hair, so it tastes bitter. Then negatively charged hydroxide ions. Bases will have negatively charged hydroxide ions. So if I take a base like KOH, so it has this. Then they feel slippery. Soap, very slippery. Yes, soaps and shampoos, they are very slippery to touch. Then most hand soaps and drain cleaners are bases. Where do you find bases? All these soaps and shampoos, detergents. Then strong bases are caustic. Caustic is, they give that itchiness is caused because of that. So when you have this, soap may fall in the eyes, but then they start burning, right? That is a slight itchiness. It is not like the burning when, by mistake acid falls on the skin. It is different. So we'll call it as some itchy, very irritating sensation is there. So they are caustic. So these are the physical properties of acids and bases, and these are the acids and bases which you will find even in your labs. They will be found on the shelves in the labs. Okay. Now let us see the chemical properties of acids and bases. So the first chemical property is reaction with metals. So how do acids and bases react with metals? So we'll do the first reaction for metal with an acid. Okay, so metal plus acid gives metal salt plus hydrogen. So here very important is the release of hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas is released. So whenever a metal reacts with an acid, then metal salt and hydrogen gas is released. Metal salt is formed and hydrogen gas is released. So let us see, magnesium reacts with hydrochloric acid to give magnesium chloride plus hydrogen. So here again hydrogen gas being released. So this is the reaction of a metal with an acid. So metals react with acids to release hydrogen gas. So that is what you need to know. So this is the general equation. Okay, and you can remember 2-3 examples. So one is with magnesium, second aluminium reacts with hydrochloric acid to give aluminium chloride plus of course hydrogen gas is released. So again important is hydrogen gas being released. So if we have to balance, then this is 6 and a 2 and a 2. Okay. Similarly here, if we have to balance this, then we go to 2 HCl. Okay. Let us see one more equation of potassium reacting with, we'll take a different acid, sulfuric acid. So we get potassium sulfate plus hydrogen gas is released. Again, important is hydrogen gas being released. Okay. So this way the metal or metals react with acids to release hydrogen gas. So immediately when a question is asked, you should know what happens when a metal reacts with an acid. Then let us see what happens when reaction of metals take place with bases. Okay. Now, not all bases will react with the metals, but there are a few bases, or we will say sodium hydroxide, which reacts with the metals, and only a few metals will be reacting with the bases. So, metal plus base again gives salt plus hydrogen gas. Here again hydrogen gas is released. So, this is important. So, if we take aluminium reacts with sodium hydroxide, and of course we should have water here. Okay, then it gives sodium aluminate plus hydrogen. Okay, so this is known as sodium aluminate. So this AlO2 minus is the aluminate ion. It has a valency of -1. Similarly, zinc metal will react with sodium hydroxide after it is heated, but here about 550 degrees of heat is required, and then it gives Na2ZnO2 plus, of course, what is the gas released? Hydrogen gas. Okay, so this compound is known as sodium zincate. So this happens in the presence of heat. So this way a few metals react with bases to form or the salt, respective salt, and hydrogen gas is released. So in both the cases, whether it's an acid or a base, they react with metals to give hydrogen gas. Very, very important. Hydrogen gas is released whenever an acid or a base react with metals. Okay? Clear? So for every chemical property, you need to remember at least 2 examples. Remember at least 2 examples for every chemical property. Again, only by practicing this will happen. So please practice so that you all can really do the equations. Now this also needs to be balanced. Aluminium plus NaOH plus H2O. So here we have 2 oxygens, here also 2 oxygens, here 2 hydrogens, here we have 2 hydrogens, aluminium is 1, Na is 1, so this is balanced. Okay, if we take Zn plus NaOH, Na2ZnO2, Na2ZnO2. So if I put a 2 here, all are balanced. Okay, always balance equations, because we have already done the importance of balancing of equations. Now let us go and see the second type of reaction of acids with metal carbonates and bicarbonates. Now what is a metal carbonate? Carbonate, CO3 2 minus. This is the anion. This is the radical. This is the complex ion which is formed or which is found in these carbonates, CO3 2 minus. Metal carbonate is the metal and the carbonate. So MCO3 2 minus, and depending on the valency the formula would change. So metal carbonate and metal bicarbonate. Now what is metal bicarbonate? Bicarbonate is HCO3 minus. This is bicarbonate. When hydrogen, it's also known as hydrogen carbonate. If you all are used to this vocabulary, hydrogen carbonate. Easy to remember. Hydrogen and carbonate. So the carbonate anion is CO3 2 minus and the hydrogen carbonate is HCO3 minus. It has a valency of 1, this has a valency of 2. So metal hydrogen carbonate would be, again we have MHCO3 minus. Okay. So how do they react with acids? How do metal carbonates and bicarbonates react with acids? So if we take sodium carbonate with HCl, acid is HCl, sodium carbonate. So they give a salt plus water plus carbon dioxide. Okay. All metal carbonates and bicarbonates, they release carbon dioxide. Here in this case, carbon dioxide is the key product or a product with which we can identify that the given salt is a carbonate or a bicarbonate. When the salt or the carbonate reacts with acids, then they give out carbon dioxide. And of course, the salt and water will be formed, but then carbon dioxide is one of the byproducts, and this is how we can identify. Similarly, sodium hydrogen carbonate NaHCO3, okay, reacts with HCl to form NaCl plus H2O plus CO2. Again, the products are the same, but here very important, carbon dioxide is released and then the salt is formed. Then calcium carbonate with HCl. Calcium carbonate again with HCl gives calcium chloride plus H2O plus CO2. Now let us try and write calcium bicarbonate reacting with sulfuric acid. Okay. So what would be the products? There should be a salt. So calcium sulfate plus carbon dioxide plus water. So always you will have a salt and carbon dioxide and water. So acids react with metal carbonates or bicarbonates to give a salt, carbon dioxide and water. Salt, carbon dioxide and water. Okay. Then magnesium bicarbonate reacts with HCl to form magnesium chloride plus water plus carbon dioxide. So this way you can also have calcium carbonate, calcium bicarbonate we have taken. You can take potassium carbonate reacts with, let me write it elsewhere. I will put it over here. Okay. Now let's see, potassium carbonate reacts with, let me take a different acid to form potassium sulfate plus carbon dioxide plus water. So very important, what is very important here? The carbon dioxide, water and the salt of course being released. So if I put a 2 here, 2 carbons, is it balanced? 1 second. The formula K2CO3. Okay. So K2SO4 plus carbon dioxide plus water. So this is how a carbonate or a bicarbonate will react with an acid to form the salt plus water plus carbon dioxide. Okay. So some more examples we do have over here, that is sodium carbonate reacts with hydrochloric acid to form sodium chloride plus water plus carbon dioxide. Aluminium carbonate Al2CO3 the whole thrice, because aluminium valency is 3, carbonate is 2, plus hydrochloric acid gives aluminium chloride, which is a salt plus water plus carbon dioxide. Similarly, sodium bicarbonate, which I have already given you, with hydrochloric acid gives sodium chloride plus water plus carbon dioxide. So, any acid reacting with carbonate and bicarbonate will give the corresponding salt plus carbon dioxide plus water. So, what have you learnt till now? You have learnt about what are acids and bases, what are the indicators, the two types of indicators, that is natural and synthetic indicators. Then you have done with the physical properties of acids and bases. Yes, and you have also done with the chemical properties. We just have started with the chemical properties of acids bases, where we have seen the reaction of acids and bases with metals, okay, and the reaction of acids with metal carbonates and bicarbonates. So, with the metals, acids and bases, both of them, they release hydrogen gas, which is very important. So, they release hydrogen gas is released, and with the metal carbonates and bicarbonates, acids, they release the carbon dioxide gas. Of course, the byproducts are the metal salt which is formed, but then the main identification products or products which help us to identify the reactions would be when a metal reacts with an acid or a base, it gives out hydrogen, and when a metal carbonate or a metal hydrogen carbonate reacts with the acids, they release carbon dioxide. In fact, this is the phenomenon which is used even in fire extinguishers. You know, you'll be doing a little later about it. So this phenomenon of, you know, sodium bicarbonate is, or reacting with the acid to release carbon dioxide, which helps in extinguishing the fire. So this is used in fire extinguishers. We'll be doing when we are doing about some important chemical compounds. So I hope you have understood, and we have started with the chemical reactions. So again, there will be a number of chemical reactions. So what you need to do is, whenever you're learning, please write and learn. That is the best way to learn chemistry. Just by reading, I am repeating myself, I know, but then I like to repeat so that children understand how important it is to write and practice in chemistry. So write every equation and practice, and you will remember it for a long time. So we will see some more chemical reactions of acids and bases. So till then, this is Usha Mangipudi signing off.